Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, so we are talking Turner syndrome. So today, this week, I wanted to just give a little short talk on working with your doctor. I have talked a lot about my personal experience dealing with that type of thing. I honestly have not had very many bad experiences. I really haven't. That time that I've talked about is really the only time I've ever not actually felt listened to. And I know I talked a lot about how happy I was after my first appointment with my new endocrinologist and kind of how it felt different. And the way it felt different was it felt like a collaborative effort. It felt like she was listening to how I was saying I was feeling. She was listening to what I was saying I was experiencing and my experiences in the past. She was giving me her take on my blood work and the numbers she was seeing and legitimately looking at, is this working for me? Not kind of broad sweeping, that's just what we do, but knowing it's all going to work different for everybody. So you need to look at it as an individual case. And I feel like that was something that hugely helped us be able to have that collaborative feel. I think another really important element was both of us being honest in our communication about our thoughts. I was very honest about how I felt with certain things. I was honest about my experiences with it, about what had been going on, and then she was honest with me with her thoughts on what she was seeing in my numbers and her concerns, her reasons why that would be concerning, or her reasons why she thinks we needed to shift something, and her legitimate thoughts on everything. It was very collaborative, like I've said, and communication was huge. It can feel kind of daunting to have to try to explain something to a doctor that you probably don't actually feel like you fully understand yourself. I had no idea why my HRT was hurting my stomach. I had no idea it could be too high of estrogen in it. I just knew it was hurting my stomach. And that was all I could give them, was when I take this, it hurts my stomach. But that's enough. Like, just communicating whatever you can gives such a greater chance of all of that happening in a good conversation. So I titled this video Working with Your Doctor because it really is a partnership. And I feel like there's already so many things going against us that not having that type of relationship with our doctor can just feel like one of those other things we have to get through. And it's worth the effort, finding a good one, learning how to communicate with them, learning how to have your own voice, and then learning how to listen and learning how to take in and absorb and process what they're telling you and legitimately listen to what their thoughts are as an expert in that field. Because I never want anything I say to discount that. I truly believe the magic happens in a balance between you giving your honest, absolute, authentic experience of what you're feeling, what's happening, and then that meeting with their expertise and understanding on the deeper levels, on the scientific levels, on the ways that she brought up low estrogen could affect me and she started guessing how I was feeling, on what she thinks might shift that and might address that better than what I was on at the moment. There's so much cohesiveness to all of that. And so you need both. You don't need just the doctor telling you what to do, and you don't need just your personal opinion. There has to be both. And that's how you get that stuff done. That's how you're able to accomplish finding the right things for you in every area that you have to address, not just HRT, everything. That's how you know what tests to prioritize. That's how you know when you need to test more than you did before. That's how you know when you need to switch something. It's all encompassing and all important, and those two meeting is the sweet spot. So I had talked and talked and talked about being your own voice and being your own advocate, and I have to admit, it doesn't always come easy to me. I'm very, very good at being able to explain how I feel when I'm talking to a doctor about something. I'm not always great at pushing a little further if I feel like I need to, with whatever that might be. If it's like for testing or things like that. And I did have to more than I ever had before. But I really feel like there is an element of that is like the foundation for them being able to be successful at their jobs. I know I've heard a lot of women and girls talk about being nervous to say how you feel, nervous that they might judge it or tell you you're wrong or whatever might be what you think might happen. But in all honesty, they can't do their jobs to the best of their ability if they don't know how you are feeling and what you are experiencing, because this is so individual. And that goes for everything. It can seem like the tiniest of details, but to be honest, the tiniest of details for me was huge. It led to a huge thing that I needed to address. So it wasn't a little detail for me to say, oh yeah, it kind of upsets my stomach when I take it. That seems like such a small thing, because that's pretty common with some medicine, right? Like, we all know that's something that can happen if you don't take it with food or whatever. But it actually, behind the scenes, was something very significant that did need to be addressed. And I think that really proved to me that those little tiny details where it feels off, even just slightly, are important to look at and bring to them. And do your part of communicating so they can help you. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned out of that there is no tiny detail. So, that's what I wanted to share today. I feel like that might have been all over the place. I hope it made sense. I hope it helped somebody. I hope it was interesting. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, what have you, leave it in the comments below and I would love to hear it. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, have notifications on, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!